from the surface is great, but being on the water is where it's at. Snorkeling is great fun, but for those of you who want to experience a little more and get a little closer to the wildlife, you're gonna have to learn how to freedive. Put simply, freediving is a lot like snorkeling, but on the water. But there is a lot more to it than that. Learning how to dive and staying on the water is an art form of itself, but it is an incredibly rewarding experience that will allow you to get closer to the wildlife, see deeper marine life, and best of all, to experience a zero gravity-like sensation. The main difference in gear between freediving and snorkeling is that we need weights to go on the water and stay on the water constantly. For this, you either need a weight belt or a weight vest. Many divers only use a weight belt, but for a lot of divers, using both the belt and the vest allows them a more even distribution of weights on the water, allowing them to better manage the trim. The question now is how much weight should you wear on the water? Well, it is different for every diver and it changes depending on the thickness of the wetsuit you're wearing. As a rough guide, if you're a 55 kilo diver and you're wearing a 3.5mm suit, you're gonna need about 2.5 kilos of weight. On the contrary, if you're a 70 kilo diver wearing the same suit, you're gonna need about 4 kilos of weight. If you're splitting your weight between your belt and your vest, you probably want around 70% of your weight on your belt. The goal is to achieve neutral buoyancy. You want to be able to snorkel at the surface without sinking, but you also want to be able to dive under and stay comfortably on the water without fighting your body's natural flotation. In shallow water, while wearing your weight belts and wetsuits, lie down and float on the surface. If you find you're sinking too much, stand up and remove some weight. Alternatively, if you find that you're still floating a lot, add some more weight and continue until you feel that you're not sinking and also not floating. Also, for safety, it is very important that you know how to quickly remove and dump your weight belt. Always ensure that it is right hand release, which means that the end of the belt is on your left hand side, so that your right hand can quickly remove your weight belt. This is common practice to ensure that every single diver's belt is removed the same way, so that also your body knows how to remove your belt. You should also know how to quickly remove your vest if you wear one. It is also very important to always dive with a buddy. The buddy system is a procedure where two people dive together to watch each other's backs. It is very important so that if an accident happens, there is always help nearby. Now that we have our weights and our body, this is where the fun begins. We are gonna snorkel to a deeper area so that we can learn how to duck dive. The motion of getting underwater starts with a deep breath and using your upper body momentum to propel your arms and head into the water, first aiming straight down in a diving movement and following that up with a strong kick. After kicking, keep your legs straight and allow your body and legs to enter the water. Once your fins are in the water, you can continue to kick down and go deeper. As you descend, you will notice a sharp pitching feeling in your ears and sinuses. This is completely normal and is due to the pressure changing with depth. To fix this, you will have to constantly equalize every few meters. To equalize, simply pinch your nose with your index finger and thumb and blow out through your nose, similar to what you do on an airplane. You will feel your ears clear and return to normal. It is extremely important to equalize every few meters, and if your ears are not clearing and you are not successfully equalizing, do not continue down and do not push through the pain, as this can result in ear injuries. It's also important that while on the water, that we take our snorkel out of our mouth, as in an emergency, it can operate like a funnel for water to enter our lung. To avoid this, simply remember to take your snorkel out of your mouth after diving underwater. Now that we are underwater, that we know how to dive underwater, we need to learn how to stay underwater, how to increase our bottom time and how to hold our breath longer. The longer we will hold our breath, the deeper we will be able to dive and the longer we will be able to stay on the water. On a basic level, before diving down, we want to relax ourselves, calm our bodies, take some long, deep breaths. As a beginner, if you find yourself running out of breath, it's a good idea to return to the surface.